Hey, what's up folks? I'm here today to give you a tutorial on how to make different sounds from your Logic based plugins. Now, from past experiences, I've learned that you don't need third-party plugins, or you don't need so much of them, because not only do they cause Logic to crash, but you're overwhelmed with all these options. Me personally, I got stuck with choosing what to use because I'm just overwhelmed with too many plugins. So now, even though I can't use all my plugins that I did have on Snow Leopard, I can't use them online, which is a bit of a bugger, but there you go. So in this tutorial, I'm going to try and cover a few things. Firstly, I'm also going to show you a new deep house track that I'm making, and all the sounds in here we use with the Logic based plugins. I'm also in this tutorial going to cover making one sound from one synth and then importing it into another and kind of doing a few more effects on it that way. So let's get started. Right, I've loaded up this synth, which is in the GarageBand section. Go down here, GarageBand Instruments, Digital Basic. I've chosen this synth because this is not only a simple synth to use, but it can actually make really interesting pad sounds for deep house type tracks or ambient tracks, etc. Let's just play you the standard one. What's on there now? So it's not very exciting. If I go up an octave, sounds like a sawtoothy type of wave. But let's choose one of the presets, see what we can get out of it. Yeah, that's quite a good sound. That's quite sine wavy type of vibe to it. Right, so let's record that, and then I'm going to import the sound I've just recorded, bounce it down, and then import it into the ESX24 sampler, I think it's called. So let's just record a basic note. Right. Okay. Let's just tidy this up a little bit. Right. Okay, let's bounce that down. Let's call this GarageBand pad. Okay, now we've got the bounce down file, which is here as you can see. What we're going to do now is set up a new software instrument. Use the ESX24. I'll need to solo this as well. I should might as well just take them off solo. Right, what we're going to do now on this synth is come over here, edit, another window will pop up. What you do then is quite simply drag this file onto this, and then click the cross button up here. It'll ask you to save it, which you should do, and then just call it GarageBand pad. Right, now it'll load up on here. Now that it's on this synth, you can do more optional choices. I quite often like to use the LFO1 because you get some weird wobbly type of sounds, kind of like dubstep type wobbles. So listen. A minute. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that if you've got monitor speakers like me or headphones, or if you can hear it through just standard laptop speakers. Let me turn it up a bit. See, that's kind of like a dubsteppy type of bass that you'd sort of make. Let's try and do something else. Vote 3. That's like an RP type of sound. It's all choppy. Let's do glide time. Let's move this up. So, and there's another sound which I've imported from a GarageBand instrument, which is here. I quite like this sound. Oh, wait a minute, let's take this down. It's got like I don't know how to explain it really. It's kind of like a UFO-y type of sound. And that was using that GarageBand instrument I've just shown you. That was a different sound I've made. Let's try something else. Let's use the ESP. See what sounds we can get out of this. I don't know if you can hear that click after, but to get rid of it you'd have to use the attack. Gritty sound. Yeah, let's do the same sort of thing with this. Right, tidy it. Cool, right, let's bounce that and see what kind of sounds we can get out of that. Let's call that, so I know what it is, ESP gritty bass. Right, that's that one. Now let's come back into this synth, do the same thing again, edit, new window will pop up, and then just simply drag the file we've just made into this window. Might have to get rid of this one as well actually, so I don't get confused. There we are. Right. X save ESP. No. Okay, bear with me, folks. As you can probably tell, I don't normally do tutorials, but I found this out last night, and I thought it was quite interesting, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Right, so from the top, this window will pop up. Hopefully, it will work this time. Right, so save. Let's call it ESP gritty bass. Right, that's loaded up. Let's see what kind of sounds we can get from it now. So, right, let's try the LFO again. Let's turn the reverb down. Yes, so the possibilities on here are really quite endless. And it's the same principle. I mean, with something else, you know, you could use a different synth, do the same principle. So say if I load up, the ES2, let's load up a pad which I've already made, which you probably heard in some of my other tracks. Oh, I need to solo it. See, that's like a very soft sine wavy top band. As you can see, the settings I've got here is what I used. Right, let's do the same thing with this. Record. Right, bounce. Let's call that deep pads. Right, that's been loaded. The 24. Right, same thing again. This, drag file into that window, and then click on the cross, save it, whatever you want to call it. In this case, it's called deep pad. Right, that's on there. Now see what other kind of sounds we can get from this. Already that sounds quite different. Let's turn the reverb up a little bit and release. For those of you who don't know as well, legato is where you can overlap notes and it will change the pitch. So let's try this out. Let's just make a random sequence. Well, legato is generally used for adjusting the pitch. I don't know why at all times now it's not working for me. But that's generally what legato is for on poly. I think it's just for standard notes where you do not overlapping. So if I just show you, be like this. So that's more like that, you don't overlap them. But with legato you can overlap notes and the pitch will change. So that's that. Let's use another synth. Wait, let's get rid of that. Actually, let's get rid of some of these channels because I'm getting confused now. Delete, delete. Right, that one, and I'll open up another one to use as the sampler one. Right, let's use a different synth. Let's use the electric piano, which is often used in a lot of deep house tracks. You know, it's that sort of like a piano type of vibe. So let's make a sound and do the same thing again. Right, solo. Now you're probably wondering as well why I'm only doing one note when I'm recording. The reason is because when it comes to you putting it into the sampler machine, which we're going to do in a minute, it gives you more flexibility. You can choose different note pitches, whereas if you did it in different note pitches and then imported it into that sampler, you wouldn't really have much flexibility. You can't really sort of do much with it. All you can do is just use LFOs to make the sound different. But this way I prefer because you can choose different note pitches and also do the LFOs, etc. Right, got a standard sound there. Let's just so right, bounce. Call that one electric piano. Right, same thing again. Oops. Edit, new window, and import this in here. Click on the cross, save, and then the electric piano. Right, there we are, it's loaded up. Let's play around. Yeah, so I'm going to do a different option now. I'm going to use an envelope, so I think you all probably know what's going to happen. Let's change that to glide time. Let's use something else, LFO3. Oh, there you are, look. That's an interesting sort of RP type of sound. Let's try the same thing over here. Envelope. Cut off. Pressure. Let's try. So we've just used now an electric piano synth standard default setting. bounced it down, imported it into here, and now we can do different sounds from that. Yeah. Now I'm going to play you my track. Hopefully you'll like it. Yes, again, I do apologise. I know that this tutorial sucks. I don't normally do tutorials, but for this reason I wanted to do it because I discovered this last night, which I thought was rather interesting. So yes, and bearing in mind, the interesting stuff's going to happen now. All this is Logic based plugins I use. There's no third party stuff here. So leave some comments and let me know what you think. Cheers guys. And there we have it guys. It's not finished yet. I still need to put a lot of work into it. I'm happy with how it sounds so far. I hope you guys do too. Yet again, I do apologise for this tutorial not being up to scratch. As you can see, tutorials aren't really my strong point. But I found this out last night, as I said, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this track, what I've done so far. Please leave some comments, rate and subscribe. Cheers guys, bye.